Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing this gorga day? Feels like it's been so long since I've filmed. How are y'all doing? It has been eon century millennia even since I feel like I've been here in this room filming for you. I did a live recently, but it's not the same. It's like, this is like a setup, an idea, fruition. You know what I mean? Like it just feels a little bit different. I was out of town all last week. It was literally pandemonium. I was in brow search. And it was wild. It was wild, but it was so much fun. I had such a great time, and I'm excited to be back. So listen, I was at CVS recently, and I was like scrolling through, and I saw this gondola, and it said for W7, and I was like, W7? I feel like I have gotten something from a W7 once long ago, and it was in like a, you know when I did that series back in the day when I was like getting PR from around the world, not PR, but like mystery boxes from around the world. I think I got like a W7 product in there, in the plethora of products I got. I think there was a W7 in there, brand I never really heard of. They might be more of like a UK brand, I'm not exactly sure, but I saw the gondola and I looked at it and I was like, that looks like that, that looks like that, that looks like that, that looks like that. And I literally was like, oh, so they're like a dupe brand. W7 Makeup USA. They're from the US. The inspiration of two entrepreneurial young men from London, UK. That's what I thought. It's what I thought, actually.
That makes me frightened.
It's giving Dupiana. Honolulu Hula Diva. Huda Beauty in W7. So I was like, you know what? Let's test this brand out and see the quality of these products. Are they good? Are they worth it? Are they worth the money? I know it's like a much more inexpensive brand. So I'm hoping that it's like really good, high quality. I will say immediately, you know, like I'm not into like the immediate dupes. Like I'm not into the idea of it being like a straight up like rip-off copy. I understand dupes, like I get that. But when it's an immediate rip-off, I'm kind of like, damn. You could have had the same color story as that, but just put them in different areas and it wouldn't have been a complete ripoff. I think that's the difference to me. Sometimes I'm like, this is a ripoff and this is a dupe. This Hollywood Bronze and Glow, like, did you have to do the same printing on it? We're gonna be testing out all these W7 products I found at CVS recently, and we'll see if it's like this new like dupe brand, like dupe alert. Is it sickening? We'll find out. Anyway, you guys, that's what today's video is gonna be. As always, if you guys like this video, if you guys like me, please fucking watch it and I'll with that. But if you guys do like this video, if you guys like dupes, if you guys like the gays,
Just see, can you never not be gay for 5 seconds? I'm just like, can you not be gay for 5 minutes?
give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Yeah, let's go get started on today's video. My chair is too squeaky. I have this, the one size go off dissolving mist. I'm not proud, okay? I don't have WD-40 or like oil. I don't have that. It's rickety, you know? I need a new chair. Let's see. It's not squeaky. You guys, let's go and start off with our first products here first. We have the boom. This is the new packaging. But do you guys remember the old Smashbox packaging? It was like this, but with a window and you can see the product inside. It essentially was like this packaging. So they came out with this Prime Magic Universal Face Primer, W7. And this is the original Photo Finish Primer. So they used to be in the same packaging. Now, Smashbox like set their, you know, they set their ussy up. Right side original, left side W7. Immediately when they come out, the original is more clear and the W7 one is murky, like the ocean. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our primer on the right side. This is a very like silicone-y kind of consistency. Yeah, silicone. Oh, okay, W7 feels so much thicker. Whoa, it feels like silicone, but like a much thicker, denser version of the Smashbox, like way thicker. One's like thin and kind of glidable. The other one's like, oh, I'm really working with tree sap. It's giving tree sap. Let's see what it looks like on the face and see if they're both blurring. Because I mean, if they're blurring, at the end of the day, that's kind of what we want anyway. I will say immediate first impressions, they look literally identical on the skin. You guys, it's squeaking. Consistency-wise, the Smashbox is much more like refined feeling, not nearly as dense and like heavy feeling, but on the skin, they look kind of the same. So at a fraction of the price, I will say immediately, it is kind of giving what needed to be given. It's given what I said it was going to give. Okay, I'm gonna put on some foundation really quickly because I don't have a foundation for us to try that I thought was like a dupe when I was looking at the gondola. So I'm just gonna take a pump of our House Labs foundation and we're gonna put that all over the skin. I really love the House Labs foundation. I think it's so lovely. A little goes such a long way. The coverage is stunning. The finish is stunning. It wears well. All in all, that's a 10. Especially for the girlies out there like me who have more textured skin. This video is not about the House Labs Triclone, but I'm just saying it could be worth a gander, a look. Let me get a look. You know what I'm saying? I'll be back to do more products here. Okay, you guys, so we have our base on. Our base is back in on. Our base is back in on. Okay, anyways, you guys, so we have our cream products on. Now it's time to go in with our powder. When I saw this powder, I immediately thought of Laura Mercier Translucent. Like when I look at this, I'm like, I feel Laura Mercier Translucence. Mind you, it's not the same exact packaging. And I don't feel like this is necessarily like a ripoff. I do not. I feel like it could be like a dupe, potentially. I don't think it's the same component. Like, it's called Matte Dreamer. This is a translucent setting powder. Laura Mercier on the right side. Take a little dollop of that. Make sure our under eye is not creased. Laura Mercier, I mean, truly, it is iconic for a reason. It's that girl. It is very, very good. Now, let's take the other side, Miss Matte Dreamer. I'm gonna take oh shit. I have a really bad habit, like spilling powder. Okay, we're gonna take our Matte Dreamer. I will say immediately it feels kind of like the same and it kind of looks the same. The color is different. I would say that the Dreamer one is slightly more beige, has a little more pink to it. And the Laura Mercier one is a little bit more, I would say more neutral, slightly yellow tone. Consider me absolutely gagged because I feel like that is a shockingly similar finish. You know, with like Laura Mercier, it kind of gives you a little bit of coverage almost. This one is kind of doing the same thing. It's just a different color. Let's show on the phone. I feel like that's what we need to do personally. Okay, guys, we're showing on the phone. Right side is Laura Mercier. Left side is W7. Look at the cheeks. They're similar. The under eye is similar. Okay, I will have to admit, this one absolutely gagged me. The powder gagged me. I do feel like it is a very similar dupe. Not an exact like replica, which is nice. You know, it's not a complete ripoff or anything. But dupe-wise, I do see that. I felt like there was more of a difference when it came to the primers, but the powder, I do feel like it is very eerily similar. The consistency, the texture, the finish, all have this similarity to it that is kind of shocking. Okay, guys, let's dip into our next product, which is going to be our bronzer. We have Hula by Benefit, and then we have Honolulu by W7. This is the one that really gagged me when I saw it. I'm like, no, you guys did not come out with a boxed powder. That's a square. That's called Honolulu. And then, of course, we have a little same, like, kind of brush. It's pink on this side, except this one is like a flower. The colors, I will say, immediately are different. We have, this one's a more neutral. Hula's like a classic neutral bronzer. This one pulls really much more warm, and it's much deeper. Why is it so damn deep? Oh, was that originally how much it was for Hula, too? Because they repackaged, and they brought up the box, which I love that they did that. I can't remember. Hula on the right. I'm going to do on the temples. Hula is, you know, it's iconic. It fits a lot of people too. Like, it's a really, really good bronzer. Flip the brush. Let's do Honolulu. Oh, it's a lot powderier. Let's see what happens. Oh my God, you guys. Well, it's giving mud. I know on camera it kind of looks similar. It really does. But this one is much more like blotchy. The Honolulu side is patchy. The Hula one is not. So that's all I can really describe it. Can you guys tell it's patchy? Okay, we also have this. This is the Sculpt by Charlotte Tilbury. The, what is this called? The Film Star Bronze and Glow, and then we have the Hollywood Bronze and Glow. I'm gonna take the Sculpt side. We're gonna put that on the right side, on the cheek this time. We're gonna do it into the cheek. This is really nice. Like, I do like this. I think it's very, very, very pretty. I do enjoy the color. I think the consistency is very pretty. And then we have the W7 one, which is literally Bronze and Glow Hollywood as well. There's a sheen. They were trying to emulate the like more natural lit from Charlotte Tilbury, but I think they gave it too much of a shimmer. So when it comes to like these kind of products, like the bronzery, sculpty kind of products, when I'm using these in this area specifically, I do not want a shimmer because I don't think that flatters me. I think that my cheeks like have texture. So I'm like, why the hell? Why on this green earth would I want texture in my bronzery areas? On the temples, I don't mind as much. Cheeks, where did that texture come from? I see what they were doing. I feel like they were trying to emulate the Charlotte Tilbury like natural like glow. See, as you can see, there's like a slight glow to the skin, not textury. This side, I feel like it's a no from me. I do not feel this is dupe. I'm gonna keep it out though for the highlighter aspect because I will be using it to highlight as well. Let me apply some blush really quickly. Let's use some Lunar Beauty blush because I would like to come back to reality. And I would like to use something that's good. And I want to feel good about myself. Is that a problem? Let's really take it there with the blush. I feel like Candy Muse. Okay, I'm gonna actually go and spritz my face really quickly because it is looking a little powdery. Going back to it, bronzer Hoola, it's better. It's not patchy at all. Like Hoola is just not patchy. Whereas this side, I do feel like it was patchy and it had a little bit of a glow to it, which I don't want. So far, the biggest gag has been the translucent powder. That's the one that I was like, oh. Ho, 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 ho. Now let's go with highlighter. Right side. Charlotte Tilbury highlighter. I do feel like this is very pretty. It's very glow from within. Very like ethereal, but it can be built up to be pretty intense. It's like the highlighter from W7. More powdery, but still very pretty. Charlotte Tilbury, let's swatch. We have a nice ethereal glow. W7, slightly more textured, but very similar. Charlotte Tilbury slightly more banging, but that's similar. I would say the bronzer, not similar at all. Highlighter, I can definitely see the similarity in the highlighter for sure. Oh, all right. Diva, we already know everyone tries to dupe the ABH Brow Wiz. Like, the Brow Wiz, I feel like really, like, shaped a generation of makeup users and makeup lovers. So I feel like everyone tried to come for the Brow Wiz. So I think this is going to be a dupe. It's the exact same size and essentially the same component. Immediate swatch, like on my hand, they felt similar. I can't make it up. They felt similar. They're both like a dry pencil. Drier in the way of like, it's just more of a drier formula. We're going to do ABH on this side. I only have the shade medium brown. I don't even know where my other ones are. The good thing about the shade medium brown is that it's still pretty neutral. So I kind of get away with it. Okay, that's with medium brown. I think it looks lovely. I really do. Let's try this one. This is the W7 Stroke of Genius Dark Brown. So it will be a little bit darker. When I was swatching it, tell me why it swatches eerily similar. Okay, this is giving dupe. Like it's like that powdery, not super waxy consistency. I think if that's your goal, bitch, this is the tea. So far, the ones that really have impressed me have been the powder and this brow pencil. Okie dokie, you guys, I'm gonna go put on some primer on my eyes. I'm gonna come back to do our eyes together. I will say overall, I'm impressed with the pencil dupe. I do feel like it definitely was like a dupe for the ABH pencil and it gagged me. Okay guys, so we are officially back and the brows are filled. Back and the brows are filled. Back and the brows are filled. Okay, enough.
Stop it!
Anyway, you guys, so now we're moving on to our eyeshadow palettes and we have our ABH Soft Glam, which is gonna be our right side. And then of course we have the W7 Romanced Neutrals in Love side. As you can see, she came for the color story completely. You know, when it's like the same color story, this is like the part where I'm like, it's kind of phony. Orange Soda, Flare, Fling. Okay, there's a lot more white to that one, a lot less base to it. Let's try Cypress Umber, which is like the dark chocolate, and then Affair. Same thing, a lot of the shadows actually lack a lot of the same depth that ABH has. A lot less like actual pigment to them. Let's try Crush. Ooh, that feels lovely. With Sultry. Different colors completely, but you know, different in the colors, but not terrible. Let's just try it. Let's just go in. Let's just dig in. I'm very intrigued by this. The palette is what gagged me the most. I truly was like, oh, I have to see. So we're going to go in with, let's do a nice, pretty neutral look. We're going to take Orange Soda and Burnt Orange combined on a brush. This, you guys, I don't really feel like I have to explain a lot of the ABH side. I've used Soft Glam before. I think it's great. ABH has really good shadows. They're a little bit more on the powdery side, but they're very pigmented. And there's just a lot of, like, there's a big load of pigment in there, you know, a huge load, if you will.
It's so sick and twisted.
I feel like what you're gonna get is a lot of pigment, and you just gotta make sure you're blending. Let's take the other side, baby. Fling and Fairy Tale bouncing back and forth, just like I did in the last one. I will say, like, is it, you know, as much depth as the ABH? No, it doesn't have as much pigment, but it's not bad. As you guys can see, like, this one has a lot more color to it, a lot more pigment, a lot more base. But this one, the color is still going down, and there still is, like, a nice blend to it. It's not hard to use. So let's go in with Rustic. We're gonna get darker in Cypress Umber. Also, you guys, are you guys watching Selling Sunset, the newest season? Do you guys watch in general, like at all? Because I'm a Selling Sunset girl. I just am. I'm obsessed with Selling Sunset. I've been since the literal beginning. I've been in there like swimwear. I also am a huge fan of like Chriselle because I filmed with her and I just really love her and I see her out, you know, here and there. So it's really, really nice to just connect with her and I really like her a lot. Okay, we're combining the other two. On this side, they do build. As you can see, they build very slightly. And as you can see, there is a massive difference in pigmentation and pigment load. I need to stop saying load with pigment, huh? You know what? There's a little, where'd that go? Where'd the shadow go from there? Patchy. Okay, we're gonna take the shade Bronze for the right side. I'm just gonna put that on my finger. Bronze is like a really pretty old gold kind of tone. And then we're gonna take Valentine, which is the W7 side, on this side. It's not bad. The shimmer is not terrible. It's just not as good now that we're here, like kind of comparing. So I would say this is definitely more of a rip. Like they're trying to rip this one off. Like this is more blatantly obvious of what they're doing, but the quality is not nearly as there on this one. I'm gonna have to go with the ABH. I just am, you guys. It's just better. There's a lot more pigment to it. It just makes more sense. Let me see. I'm trying to see some a little bit of black and see if I can deepen it. Okay, I can like get it deeper. I can see a dupe in it, and if you guys want something similar color story, the quality is not going to be the same. It's not going to be as good. However, they're not horrific. They're not bad. They still went on. They still did blend. It's not like they were completely impossible to work with. They weren't. So I'm going to go finish the eyes off camera real quick. I'm going to come back and we'll do our mascara, which is supposed to be a Benefit They're Real dupe. And I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so this is the eye. This is fully finished. This is the ABH side right here. There's a lot of dimension, there's a lot of color, a lot of pigment there. This side, like, there's some, it's lightly there, it's just not to the same caliber. Regardless if you're looking for something that's a similar color story, they work. They're not bad shadows. If you're looking for something that's more quality, high quality pigmentation, ABH is gonna be the best bet, you know? So let's move on to our mascara now. We have, boom, boom, we have the Benefit They're Real right here, and then we have the Absolute Lashes Mascara. Some of these I'm just like, wow, y'all got some nalgas. Y'all got some balls on you. But I'm gonna go and take this one first. This is a cute mascara. I'm not like, it's not my favorite of Benefits. I like Roller Lash more, but this does a great job at like really getting every lash at separation, at giving, you know, some really nice volume. So it definitely has a time and place. Look at that. Time and place, baby. Time and place. And then we're going to take the Absolute Lashes on this side. Is it going to be the same wand? Let's find out. Diva. I didn't think it was going to be the same one. I was totally kidding. I will say it's essentially doing the same thing because the wand is literally identical. We just found another gag. That one got me together. Whoa. On the lower lashes though, the They're Real takes it. So much better, so much more product on the wand. Look how much better it looks on the lower compared to the lower on this side. Yeah, way, way, way better. But on the top, they do look similar. I would say the curl was held better with the Benefit side. But regardless, they are pretty similar when it comes to the actual formulation. What I don't like about this one is, to me, that this is supposed to be more like a ripoff. Like you're trying to, the brand is using Benefit's notoriety as like with their real product. And they're using that to be like, oh, it's an eye-catching thing for us. We're going to take the same component, same color story, even everything, and make you think that this is Benefit, but a cheaper version of it, you know? Next, you guys, we have 2 more products left, and we are currently going to be doing. These are going to, this one gagged me. The Huda Beauty lipsticks and the W7 lipsticks. Even with the fucking debossing and everything. With this one says Major Mattes, this one says Huda Beauty. These are not going to be the same colors. I actually have a little bit of lip balm on, so it's not showing as matte, but it's more of a matte formula. And this is in the shade Interview. Now let's try this one. Very intrigued. Oh, and the bullet's not the same either. Oh, that's pigmented. Oh, that's so nice. What? So obviously they're not the same color, but let me swatch because you're gonna scream. This is the W7 one, and then we have the Huda Beauty one. Not the same, obviously, but formulation 2, it's like the W7 is a little bit more creamy, has a little bit more of a glossiness to it. It's not as matte as the Huda's. This one's definitely more of a sheen, as if you put like a little bit of gloss on. This was sick me. This one gagged me. This is one of them where I'm like, oh shit, yeah, oh shit. Also, I will say this is called Major Mattes. It is not matte to me. That goes on like a cream sheen, full coverage cream, not a matte. So, okay, I took that one off because I want to try something else. Okay, guys, so we have our last product here, and this is going to be our lip injection by Too Faced versus the Hot Shot Plumping Oil by W7. We have two different lip plumping products. This is a plumping oil, and this is going to be our lip injection. So lip injection I've used before. I actually have the extreme one. They are strong. We're going to use half on this side, that side. Now let's try our Hot Shot Plumping Oil. Same palette. It's a little bit more pink though. This smells really pleasant. They feel similar on the lips for now, and then we'll see if they start to burn. Miss Hot Shot feels very lovely so far. So I'm going to see if they like plump. Waiting for the pump. Okay, I'm feeling something on the right side. I'm feeling it on Miss Extreme, and I feel a little bit on the left side too. On the plumping, on the oil side, I do feel a little bit of it. Extreme is more extreme currently. More red, less red. Regardless, if you're wanting a more extreme plumping, I would go Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme. And if you're wanting something that's plumping but not going to be as plumping or as intense or as tingly, the Hot Shot is definitely working. It's not as intense as the Too Faced one, but I do feel a bit of a tingle. I do feel a little bit of a burn, and I do think that my lips look slightly larger and they are irritated, so then they are getting pinker. And that is it, you guys. That is it for testing out this brand that's new to me at the drugstore, W7 Beauty. Like, the amount of dupes that they had there was shocking. I did not expect that when I looked over that it was going to be literal products I recognized from things at my house. Gagged me. I would say there was some things that worked, and I thought that were like, oh, this could be a good dupe, and there's things that just weren't as good. I will say, let me go and pull up the products that I was the most impressed by. My three that really did impress me would be the lipstick, the Major Mattes. It is not matte, so just as like a heads up, but the formula was really nice. It glided very gorgeously. It was like full coverage. It was stunning. It really was stunning. The next one was the Stroke of Genius pencil. I did feel like the formulation was very similar to the Brow Wiz. It's more of a drier consistency. You have to be careful, obviously, because if the pencil's expired, you're going to be freaking doomed. A formulation that's more on the drier side, but still has good pigmentation to it. It's not super waxy. And then the other one is going to be the Matte Dreamer Loose Powder. I feel like the finish is similar to the Laura Mercier one. I really do. I'm kind of surprised. I didn't think that it would be, but it is. The fact that my right lip is getting bigger than my left is very funny. This one to me obviously is more like a ripoff, like componentry wise. But these two, I'm like, these aren't like ripoffs. Like, these feel like dupes. Overall, like, impressed with some of the products. I'm like, damn, like some of these are really good for such a good price point that W7 did like overall impress me. I was like, I love finding duped products from the drugstore. That could be amazing, because like I'm all about saving the coin, you know what I mean? Like, I always am about paying for quality stuff that if you don't have the budget, you don't want to break the bank. But that's it for today's video, you guys. I hope you guys have fun watching. Have a great use of the night or day, wherever you guys are, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye. I love you. Mwah. I'm itchy and I want a nap, but I want a nap now. I am lit. So am I. Why is that in my head? I'm not lit.